Good morning, everybody. My name is Nimish Seth, and today I welcome you all for a new training program, which is VIP, Vestige Initiation Program. It is a program which is important for every new person who joins our business and who wants to build his or her own career in Vestige and wants to be a successful business entrepreneur with Vestige system. Today, I will talk to you about three things. Number one, why you should choose Vestige as a career. Number two, what are the mistakes you must not commit if you want to be successful in Vestige business. And finally, I will talk about how you can start your own Vestige business and by following what kind of system and process you can achieve your dreams in Vestige. Let's look at our first module of the day today, friends, which is choosing Vestige as a career. Why you should choose Vestige as a career if you have so many other options is a question which must be coming into your mind. It is a very important question though. We all at some point in our lives must have thought of an ideal career for ourselves. Let's look at few benefits of an ideal career which every career now promotes so that we can take a decision for ourselves. An ideal career should be able to provide us with security that we all want for ourselves and our families. I'm talking about financial security in the long term. An ideal career must have the potential to fulfill all our dreams, whatever they may be. Let me ask you a few questions which would help you take a decision for yourself. Number one, are you happy with the income you are earning at present? The amount of money which you are earning as of now, are you satisfied with that? That's my question. My question number two is, are you satisfied with your current job or business in which you are? And do you have a plan for your future? Are you future prepared? If you have answered no to all or any of my above questions, then you have come to a right place. Moving forward, my friends, let me ask you, have you ever thought what shall be your income in next 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, or maybe 30 years down the line? We must plan our future because the time is passing very fast. As you all know that our needs have increased tremendously and most of things these days have become more expensive and our expenses have increased multifolds. In fact, with the rise in petrol prices, all the commodities are increasing day by day. With the growing number of expenses, our income should increase, but it rarely happens. Friends, here I want to make one point. In the passage of our life, our expenses keep on increasing at various stages in our life. But the question which we have to ask ourselves, is my income increasing in parallel with my expenses, or my expenses are more than what I'm earning? Because if my expenses are more than what I'm earning, then that will destroy my dreams and desires. Most of the people are unable to provide a quality life or a quality education and a sense of security to their families. Do you know that? Despite working very hard throughout their lives. At an old age, if we don't have a financial security or a steady flow of income, we become dependent on our families for our basic needs. So if you want to fulfill your own dreams and of your families and you want to be financially independent, then you need to rethink whether you want to live your life the way you have led it till now, or do you want to change it? To be able to understand it better, let's look at different categories of career so that you can understand why should you be doing Vestige and not something else, even if you are occupied in some other category of career. Let's look at some of the categories of careers. For example, the first of all, let's talk about some of the differences between, say, a job and Vestige. So as a career, if you are in a job, most of the time you work for others. You have limited time. Your work hours are dependent on others. Your growth is dependent on others. Your working environment, your salary, your raise, your dedication is all decided by the company you are working for, and nothing is in your hand. But in Vestige, you are your own boss. You can decide your own work timings, your own income, your own potential earning, and you can fulfill all your dreams. The best part is that you can continue doing Vestige with your existing job. To be able to become financially free is in coming few years. Now, let me talk about another difference. Let's take traditional business for example. So, how traditional business is different from Vestige business? In traditional business, your income is dependent solely on certain factors like the amount of investment you put in, your efforts, and the time you invest. Despite all of this, there is always a risk factor involved due to the growing global competition. Nowadays, a small business has to compete with big brands and giant corporations, because of which they are not able to survive in the face of tough competition. But in Vestige business, there is no investment, and that's a good news. Your income is not just dependent on the time and effort that you are putting it in individually, but in fact, it is based on the efforts and time invested by your whole network. Vestige is a risk-free business with an infrastructure set up all across the country, which has already been arranged by the company for you. Also, my friends, there is no risk of hit and trial errors, as there is a proven system which is same for everyone, irrespective of one's background, experience or education. Now, let's look at few other type of businesses where the income might usually remain unstable. For example, if you are into a business of, say, property dealing, or if you are in a seasonal business which works in a specific season, in all such kind of businesses, your income is not steady and you don't get a stable income. It's always unstable. You don't know about what the future lies ahead. Now, let's look at Vestige as a career, my friends. In Vestige, your income grows like sun. Yes, it grows like sun. Vestige as an opportunity is same for all, just like sun is same for everybody. It gives stability with growth to everyone who's willing to put his or her efforts into this business to succeed. Let's have a look at some more benefits you will get when you choose Vestige as a career. In Vestige, you are your own boss. You can choose your work timings. It's completely up to you whether you want to work on a weekend, on a holiday, in the morning or in the evening. It completely depends upon you at what time you want to work. Vestige gives you the opportunity to choose the people you want to work with. That's very important. Which means you can choose the people who you would like to be part of your team. And this kind of choice you get nowhere else, but only in Vestige. We should do this selection very diligently and must choose people who have a burning desire to succeed like us, because you are the result of your choices. If you will choose the right people in your team will be strong and it will give you stable income. In Vestige, you can expand your business wherever you like. Because of our strong infrastructural setup, our company is national and internationally available. So, after knowing it all, it's now up to you that how much you would like to earn in your own Vestige business. Friends, now let's look at 5 important factors which you should keep in mind while taking a decision of what you have to choose. These factors are very important to consider whenever you are making a choice for yourself while choosing especially a direct selling company. Number 1 is the company and its profile. Number 2 is its products. Number 3 is the management of the company. Number 4 is the market in which the company works. And number 5, the education system. Vestige is one of the fastest growing direct selling companies in the world with a stable management. Let me tell you, Vestige has attained a phenomenal growth with a CAGR of 79% in the last 17 years. Vestige has got a strong service setup with more than 48 branches pan-India. Vestige has more than 3,500 plus online and offline centers all over India, which would help you expand your network in whichever city and state you want. Friends, as an organization, we have our international presence in countries like Bahrain, Bangladesh, Nepal, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Vestige's mission is to be amongst the top 10 direct selling companies in the world by year 2025. Let's talk about products now. Vestige provides a wide variety of consumable products for your everyday need. A unique therapy known as cellular nourishment therapy was first time launched in India by our company Vestige. Vestige has more than 300 plus products in 19 different categories. Because of this, anybody can choose the products they would like to use, depending upon their choices and abilities. All the products are manufactured using the high quality standards. Our products are GMP and Halal certified and match all FDA standards. Let's talk about our management now. As it is said that to fly a plane, a pilot must be experienced. Similarly, management experience plays a very crucial role in the growth of an organization. A stable and experienced management provides you a stable career. We have got an experienced and visionary management with years of experience in the field of direct selling. Let's look at few more important points about Vestige. Vestige is GMP and ISO certified. We are ranked at 36th place amongst top 100 direct selling companies in the world. And friends, we are also amongst top 50 great mid-size workplaces in India. We are a proud member of HUDSA. Vestige management strongly believes that our success lies in your success. If we talk about the potential market which is available to us, as you all know that world population is growing day by day. In this growing population, everybody wants to remain healthy and more people are becoming health conscious these days, especially after this pandemic. As an organization, we promote wealth through wellness. We always ensure to launch and introduce futuristic products. As you all know, my friends, that we primarily focus on healthcare as our major product segment, which is a huge demand today and would also be in demand for the future. As you all know that in present times, everybody wants to remain healthy and increase their immunity, which is certainly a major benefit which is provided by Vestige Healthcare products. Most importantly, with growing needs And in the times of economic instability, more people are losing their jobs, and as a result, their income is not stable. So Vestige here provides a stable income and promises a promising career. Vestige takes care of both our important needs, which are health and wealth. And as you all know that in future, everybody would want to remain healthy and would certainly want to become wealthy. Hence, proved that we have an ever expanding and evolving marketplace. Because everybody wants health and wealth, and there is no end to it. Same way, our business has no end to it. People who are already in some or the other kind of occupation or are looking forward for a secondary source of income can become a part of Vestige. Vestige is going to be a platform which is going to provide both health and wealth for millions of people in the coming years. My dear friends, it is proved that we have an ever-growing and expanding market. We believe that it is very important for us in the organization to provide a step-by-step guidance and education to our distributors to help them achieve their dreams, for which Vestige has a very robust and dynamic education system which works for everyone. Vestige provides a wide range of educational programs both online and offline. Our online and offline trainings like CNT, VIP, health workshop, personal care trainings, agri trainings and sharp trainings would help you in the initial stage to grow your knowledge and confidence, and which will build your business step by step. Once you achieve a certain specific level in Vestige, then you will have a different set of educational programs like VLC, VLC2, VWS and LEAP, which guides you ahead to achieve higher milestones. We must keep learning and enhancing our knowledge on a regular basis in order to keep growing our levels and our incomes in Vestige. Now, after having considered all of these factors, I'm sure you must have taken a decision by now to choose Vestige as your preferred career. But do you know how much can you earn per hour if you invest your time in Vestige? Let me tell you that. To understand the value that you will get by dedicating your time in Vestige, let's look at a simple calculation. Let's say if you are in a job, how much would you earn per hour? Or number of years you can work fruitfully. Say if you start working from 25 years of age, and if you work fruitfully till the age of 60 years, it is 35 years in which span you will work. So the time which you will devote in this work would be, say, if for example on an average you work for 8 hours a day and you work 300 days in a year, and if you work for 35 years, so in these 35 years you will spend 84,000 hours in your work. Let's assume you earn 20,000 rupees a month on an average. So if you multiply 20,000 with 12 months and by 35 years, the total amount which comes to you is 84 lakhs. So you will be earning 84 lakh rupees in your entire 35 years. Now let's see, if 84 lakh rupees you have earned and you have worked 84,000 hours, then it comes to 100 rupees per hour, which will be your worth if you spend your time in a job. Now friends, let's consider if you are in Vestige, how much can you earn here per hour? If you become a Crown Director, say in 5 years time, your per month income, let's say if you start getting 1 lakh rupees a month, which is a bare minimum for a Crown Director, your total income in rest of the 30 years would be say 1 lakh multiplied by 12 months, and which I multiply by 30 years will be 3 crores 60 lakhs. Let's look at the total number of working hours which you have put in to create this much wealth. We say you give 5 hours to Vestige and you work for 330 days because you can use your holidays and your weekends to work in Vestige. And if you only invest 5 years, then in total, if I multiply 5 hours with 330 days multiplied by 5 years, it will come to 8,250 hours of work in Vestige, which will give you a total income of 3 crores 60 lakh rupees. And if you divide that with the hours you have spent in Vestige, then your per hour income here will be 4,363, which is much higher than what your average income was when you were doing a job. So now, my dear friends, the options you have are 4,363 rupees per hour or 100 per hour. The choice is yours, job or Vestige. Now is the time to make a decision. Deliberating it will not take you anywhere, my friends. Take the decision now. I would like to congratulate you if you have taken the decision to choose Vestige as your career. Now, once you have decided to choose Vestige as your career, friends, in our next module, we will look at those mistakes which we must not commit if we want to be successful in Vestige. Dear friends, now in our second module of Vestige Initiation Program, I will talk about 7 pitfalls of beginners. In the last module, we talked about why should you choose Vestige as a career. I'm sure by now you have taken the decision to choose Vestige as a career. Now in our next module, we will talk about a very important topic, which is knowing what these 7 mistakes are which people make in the beginning. My dear friends, I would like to tell you that once you start your own Vestige business, you must be aware of some of the factors which may be acting as a stopping stone for you in your business and how to overcome these stopping stones. Now I'm going to share with you these 7 mistakes which are often committed by people who initially start the business in the early stages, and because of the result of these mistakes, they end up in failures. It is your responsibility to ensure that you must protect yourself and your team from these 7 mistakes if you want to be successful in Vestige business. This business can be one of the easiest business in the world if you avoid making these mistakes. However, it can also be very difficult if you make these mistakes. So the choice is yours. Knowingly or unknowingly, making a good start is very important and is also one of the most difficult things for many people because they don't do and they don't know how to start. We must prepare well in the beginning to be able to make a good start. As it is often said that success comes to those who are prepared for it. So we have to prepare well in advance. Let me ask you a few questions to check whether you have made a good start or not. Number 1, have you defined a goal for yourself at least for coming 1 year in terms of your level or what income you tend to achieve from Vestige? Number 2, have you started learning about company's products and plans? Have you started conducting meetings independently without the support of your uplines? We must remember, it's our own business and we are responsible for making it right. And we are responsible for a right start too. Moving forward, if we want to be successful in Vestige, we must work with a strong commitment and a burning desire to succeed. Anyone who wants to fulfill his or her dreams in Vestige must work with a strong commitment along with a strong sense of discipline and diligence for at least 1 year. You could be learning from your own mistakes in the first few months and would build your business step by step. Remember friends, Rome was not built in 1 day, so your business will also require more time. Now let's understand that why some people give up even before they have started. The main reason is because they have committed one of these 7 mistakes in the beginning. Now let's look at what these mistakes are one by one, while making a promise to ourselves that we would never commit these mistakes and would also make your team aware of about these mistakes so that they also not repeat them. Mistake number 1, reinventing the wheel. When I say reinventing the wheel, let me ask you, what is the shape of a wheel? You are correct, my dear friends, it's round. Whether we talk about the wheel of a car or of an aeroplane or that of a bike or a bicycle, the shape of the wheel is always round. Is that right? Reason being, it is proven and tested system which has already been designed and it has been working since ages for everyone. Nobody has ever tried changing the system because they know that it would be a waste of their time and efforts. Similarly, friends, in Vestige, our management has designed a system on the basis of their vast experience, which has been working for everyone since the inception of the company, and which remains the same for everybody, irrespective of one's background, experience, or education. But many a times, people are not ready to accept the system because of their own mindset and ego. One of the main reasons is that they are not ready to learn and accept the new and right way of working. Remember, the cup has to be empty if you want it to refill. Friends, do you remember every time you go to a fuel station to refill your car tank, you are asked to look at the meter again and again if it has been set to 0 or not. But here, people don't look at that 0 and they try shortcuts, which result in wastage of their time and efforts. Following the system is the only possible way to be successful in Vestige business, as it reduces your efforts and helps you avoid making unwanted mistakes. System includes 7 steps to be followed daily: using the products, sharing the products, making a list, invitation, conducting meetings, teamworks, and follow-up. These are the 7 steps which we must follow. We must follow the system regularly while learning from our successful uplines who are following this system and for a very long time and are successful now. Friends, we have to duplicate the same in our team. We have to learn from our upline and duplicate in our team. Success requires 100% duplication of the system on a daily basis. This we have to do every day to be successful in this business. Let's talk about a second mistake, a small time attitude. It is when we treat business like a hobby or a non-serious part-time job. In such a case, people dabble rather than giving their commitment towards the business. They are not very serious about achieving something substantial and give up very easily once they face some rejection in the first few meetings. And it is very common in this business that everyone you'll meet will not convert into your distributor or your customer. You will face some rejections in the beginning. If we want to be successful, we must think like a businessman or a businesswoman with a strong commitment to ourselves that no matter what, I will not give up. You need to keep your efforts constant and must work with a big dream and long-term approach. The approach is very important. Rather than wishing, you must be a go-getter and take daily small action steps which would take you closer to your destiny. Friends, if somebody says no, then rather than getting disheartened or getting weak, you must rebuild your dreams and keep moving in the right direction. Remember, winners never quit and quitters never win. As it is mentioned by Tom Watson, who was the founder of IBM International Business Machines, that in order to become a big company, we need to think like a big company. So in order to achieve something big in Vestige business, we must think big always. Let's move on to the third mistake, my friends, that people often commit in this business. Thinking you are the problem. When we think that people would join you on the basis of how successful you are or how much you are earning, we think that we are not good enough to convince people. There it is a problem. Remember, what people would think about you is solely dependent on what you think about yourself. So you must remain confident about yourself and your business. The right approach here, my friend, is that you must always remain confident. For that, you must always learn from your successful uplines and share their success stories with the new prospects. That how did they make a very humble beginning in the Vestige and how successful they are now. For example, when they started, what their financial position was and what is their position now. Remember, stories always inspire. In fact, there must be somebody's success story which would have inspired you to be a part of Vestige. It has worked for you, so it might work for others too. You must always follow the advice of your uplines. That would gradually increase your confidence and your knowledge about the system. We must always consult with our uplines in case we face any problems while working on the system. Always consult with people who are more learned and experienced. We must learn from our uplines the right way of showing plan and sharing the opportunity through a technique called 2:1. That is the interaction technique at an initial stage. How it works, I will explain you. Make sure that your upline accompanies you while he presents the opportunity to the new prospects so that you can learn from it. Remember, a mentor who is a true leader will eventually help you out because he knows that his success depends upon your success. So in this business, you're not alone. If your upline wants to be successful, he'll make sure that you become successful. And the same will go for you. So you must believe in yourself and keep going. Let's now talk about the fourth mistake, which is taking rejection personally. We become very disappointed or disheartened and blame ourselves or the opportunities when people say no to us. One thing we must understand if we want to be successful, we must always be ready to face the rejection and should always take it in a learning experience. Rejection often comes when the timing is not right. Not necessary for us, but be for the prospect also. So one mantra which we must always keep in mind, my friends, is 3SW, 1N theory, which means some will, some won't, So what next? Next. Keep moving with a strong commitment and perseverance. Now, let's talk about mistake number 5, neglecting your retail sales. Remember, we must retail at an initial stage and try and focus on people's attention towards products so that we can have a vast consumer base. It is very important to retail in the beginning, which will give you confidence to answer the questions of the people and which will give you more knowledge about the business. Now, my friends, as you all know that our products are the backbone of our business. When people would have belief in your products, they would eventually have belief in the opportunity, which would lead to a strong network in the long term. What you do would be duplicated by your team. So you must always lead by example. The things, good or bad, done by you will be duplicated by your team. So the onus is on you. You have to set the examples for your team members. When you focus on product sharing, there are 2 benefits you'll get immediately. You will gain more knowledge about the product, number 1, while sharing, which would help you teach your downlines about the benefits of those products. You will start gaining immediate income once you start retailing, and which will boost your confidence. After reaching a certain level like a star or diamond, you start getting many incomes like business building bonus, LOB, travel fund, car fund, and in forms of overriding bonuses. Then you must focus on your efforts in order to manage your network as an effective leader. So leadership will come to you automatically once you achieve these levels. But in the beginning, it's very, very important to retail. That will give you more knowledge, more confidence, and more strength in the business. Friends, at an initial stage, to build a strong foundation, you must not neglect retail sales. That's my main idea here of telling this point. Friends, our 6th mistake is listening to the dream stealers. Now, who are these dream stealers? The people I'm referring to are one of those who are very close to us, like our family, like our relatives, like our friends. Many people give up on their dreams because of the unwanted advice which they get by these people. And remember, if we focus on what they have to say and give up our dreams, then it's not their fault, but it would be our own fault because we are falling prey to their sayings. Many people give you advice on the basis of what they have heard or on the basis of whatever little information they have about this kind of a business. There is nothing bad in taking advice, but advice for any matter must always be taken from the people who have already proved their mettle in this field. I mean, you must always take advice from successful people who have tasted success in this business. Will always give you a positive advice. The best way is that you must shut your ears to these dream stealers. Must not listen to them in the beginning because people would like to put a full stop to your starting career. It is a big hurdle which you have to cross. You should always avoid any argument with such people and must focus on your work. That's all you need to do in the beginning. Give the business a chance to prove itself. Be with the business and positively, systematically move ahead with the business. Friends, now let's talk about the 7th mistake, which is abusing your sponsorer. There are many people always throwing endless complaints and emotional demands at your sponsor. They take things for granted. In fact, they take their upline for granted. Remember, if you don't have a positive approach and if you don't respect your upline, then you can't expect your downline to respect you or to have a positive approach towards the business. You must always tee up your sponsorer, which means you must always give that respect to your upline which he or she deserves, because he is your most critical resource. His guidance, assistance and support would help you become successful in Vestige. One more thing which is very important in this, my friends, is we must always remain 100% responsible for our business. If we don't take responsibility for our business, we can't expect to have a responsible network. Friends, we must understand that even if at any time our upline is tough on us, it is for our own benefit, as tough love philosophy is a must to lead a team successfully. So we must remain responsible for our business and understand that our upline's work is to guide us in the right direction and help us learn to how to work and not to spoon feed us. Remember friends, your upline is a warrior, a leader and a conqueror, not a mother hen. So we must respect our uplines. Friends, now I'm sure after having understood all these 7 mistakes, by now you must have decided that you will certainly not commit these mistakes and will also ensure that your team should also not make these mistakes. Now let's move on to our last and final module, where we would talk about how to start your Vestige business and how to build it step by step by following the right system. My dear friends, let's start our third and final module, how to start in Vestige. You know that in our last module, I have talked about 7 major mistakes which we must not commit if we want to be successful in our Vestige business. Now in this module, we will talk about how to make a right start. At an initial stage, you may have to answer many questions, and there may be many questions which must be coming into your mind, like where to start the business from, how to start this business, with whom to start this business. So these are very common questions which everyone faces, or which comes into every person's mind when they start the business. For all these 3 questions, the answer is very simple. You can start your business anywhere, anytime, and with anyone who you think has the potential to use these products or to be a part of this opportunity. Friends, we should be able to do it easily after mastering these easy steps on how to start Vestige business. Today, I will discuss with you the system which you all have to follow to be successful in Vestige. In these easy, simple, repeatable and duplicable steps put together in Vestige as a system for you. We are going to talk about the same today. These steps are very simple, and if we continuously do these steps day on day, week on week, month on month, we will be successful in our business. We must never think that we shall be able to achieve success without following the system. Friends, as system is the key to success, you might be able to achieve it a little on the basis of your own efforts, but to achieve something substantial, something big, it is important that system is followed by us along with our team, as it's a business of teamwork. You can't do it alone. You need to do it with your team. In our team, everyone has got different abilities. So in order to bring everyone to the same level of competency, it is very important that Vestige system is followed by everyone in our team. We should always lead by example. If you don't follow the system, your team will not follow the system either. Vestige system is developed after years of research by experts in the field of direct selling. And the basis of their experience, this system has been created. They know what mistakes beginners make at an initial stage in this field. Vestige education system ensures that the mistakes of others are not repeated by you and your network. Duplication of the system is very, very important to ensure that you and your downlines don't commit the same mistakes over and over again. It is very important to understand the basic guiding principles and techniques of any business before we get into it. Similarly, in Vestige business, if you need to understand the system which has worked for all the people who have come before you, it will certainly work for you and your team if you follow it. So, we must remember the success in Vestige comes with right duplication and multiplication. Duplication and multiplication of right actions and right attitude is must in this system. Now let's talk about those 7 steps which we must follow on a daily basis to be successful in Vestige business. Step number 1, use the products. The question is often asked, why should I use these products? Why? We would not have the confidence and courage to share products and its benefits with our prospects and our teams unless we are using the products ourselves. You would have the confidence to share the products only if you have used them yourselves and would be able to share your own experiences of the results you have obtained by using Vestige products. That's why it is very important to use these products, because until and unless you will not use them, you will not be able to explain their benefits to the people. There are many who might have the mentality of selling the product and not using them beforehand. These types of distributors are guaranteed to fail in the system of Vestige and will not have a long-term success because they are not able to persuade their prospects and teams to use the products regularly. Remember, it's not a business of selling products, my friends. It's a business of becoming a user and persuading others to become users. We have to make users in this business. You can persuade anyone to be a user only if you are a user yourself. Until and unless you will not use the products, you cannot pursue other people to use them. So the first step is to use the product yourself. Step number 2, sharing the products. As the old saying goes, that sharing is caring. So we must always share our products with more and more people. We must always be ready to share the experiences, results and benefits of these products with anyone and everyone we meet or talk. Remember, mouth publicity is the best publicity. When you start sharing your products with more and more people on a daily basis, you will get more customers. As a result, more people would start using your products and would have belief in them, which would result in more people looking at the opportunity and being a part of it eventually. One thing we must remember, that we all are not doctors here. Don't try to treat anyone, especially terminally ill people. Don't become a doctor. Your products are food supplements. They are not medicines. They fulfill the dietary requirements of the body, helping the body to recover. Give your products to healthy people too. Let them enjoy a more improved life. Remember, friends, protection is better than cure. The products are not medicines and are not meant for sick people only. So, we must not call them medicines. They are food supplements. That is very important thing which we have to remember. Now, I'll jump on to step number 3, which is making a list. We must never pre-assume while making a list and include everyone in our list. Our list should have the names of everyone we know. We can never run out of a list, as everyone we know knows a lot of people whom we don't know. We must follow the rules of 3 and make a working list of 3 people every day. Also, if somebody is not interested in joining the business or to use the products at the present moment, we must not get stuck to them. We must move on to the next prospect. As you can see on the screen, that we should make a very simple list with the following details: prospect's name, his or her mobile number. We need to put a yes or no on the customer and distributor column, depending whether you want to make them a customer at the moment or if you want to make them a distributor by sharing them the opportunity plan. In the meeting date column, we need to mention the date on which we shall do the meeting with them. This date shall be written only after having consulted with the prospect. You have to get a confirmation from the prospect first and then mention a date there. We must put their present status in the status column. Our next step is invitation, which is the 4th step in the system. Inviting is very important. It is about inviting the prospects for the meeting where we can present the opportunity or we can share the products with them. Invitation is more about fixing the date, time and venue for the meeting. We must always invite according to the system, following the 5 C's of invitation. Here I'll explain you what these 5 C's are. First C is conversation. As it is often said that how you say something is more important than what you say. So, when we are calling our prospects to invite them, we must talk with excitement and enthusiasm and with a smile on our face. That would help pass that excitement to the prospects. You should always be excited when you are sharing the products or plan with them. Remember, our prospects would only show interest in what we have to say if we are showing interest in them. Always show interest in your prospects. At first, we must show interest in the prospect before talking about the opportunity. We must begin our conversation with a system called FORM. It is an approach which we follow. So here F is for family. We will talk first about their families, the well-being of their family, who all are there in family, something like that. Who is everyone in their family? How is their mother doing? How is their health, etc., etc. In O, it stands for occupation, where we will inquire about their job or work. Then we will talk about R, which stands for recreation. We can ask something like, how was your weekend? Which was the last time you saw a movie? Anything in order to lighten the mood of the prospect. These are very comfortable questions for making them comfortable. And then last, we will talk about M, which stands for meeting. Remember, the entire call duration should not be very long. So we must keep the conversation short and crisp and must focus on brevity of the call. Then, second C stands for compliments. While the prospect is telling us about his or her family or his or her work, we must always be on a lookout for any good quality of the prospect, which is worth complimenting. Complimenting always is a very good way of interacting with a new person. Let me share a few examples of compliments that we can give to the prospects. It would be like, I respect your intelligence. You have a great conversation ability. You are very hardworking. Remember, the compliments must be genuine and they don't sound artificial. Anything which is not correct, it might offend the prospect. The third C is curiosity. It is mentioned earlier, how you say something is more important than what you say. I previously also said it in my earlier slide. So during the call, when you approach someone, in order to invite them for the meeting, it must be done in such a way which must arouse the curiosity in the prospect's mind to be a part of the meeting. Let's look at some of the ways through which we can approach somebody. First approach is excitement approach. So I'm just sharing a small example here, like how can we use this excitement approach. So for example, if the prospect's name is Ramesh, so how would I approach him? Ramesh, you won't believe I have joined a company where people earn more in months than most of us do in years. Can we meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock to discuss it? Similarly, a second approach, which we call it as a direct approach. It is often used with people who are very close to us or with whom we share a strong rapport. It could be something like, Sushil, I have started a business where people are getting very successful and I would like you to join the same. Can we meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock to discuss it further? As simple as that. The third approach which you can apply is who do you know approach, also known as an indirect approach. It could be something like, friend, do you know anyone who would be interested in earning extra income by working part-time? Can we meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock to discuss that who that person can be? Fourth approach is location approach. It is used when you are willing to approach a prospect who is based in a different city or state other than yours. It could be something like, friend, I am into a new business and we are expanding in your area, your town, your city. Would you be interested in increasing your current income? If yes, then can we meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock to discuss it further how you can do that? Then there is another approach which is called an opinion approach. Friend, I have started a new business and need your opinion on the same because I think you're very intelligent. Can we meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock to discuss it, that if I'm doing a right thing or not? People really like when we take opinions from them. So in most of the cases, this technique really works, but it all depends upon person to person. Friends, in the next C, I will discuss about one thing which is called control. Do not try to dump truck and give all the information on the phone. It is very, very important not to give all the information on the phone, because it becomes very confusing for the person to get all the knowledge which you are giving. So control your excitement and energy in the beginning. If prospect asks, tell me more, tell me something else, want to know more, what is it? Advise the prospect that these questions will be answered in the meeting, and the meeting is being held for this purpose only. Hear it from the experts and not from the beginners. Just tell the prospect that I need only 1 hour of your time, just 1 hour. Last but not the least, commitment. That is very important. C. Try and take a firm commitment from the prospect to attend the meeting. If you don't have a firm commitment, then they may not be coming. Ask them to be on time and carry a pen and a notepad with them. Create seriousness. That is very, very important. Ask them if they can bring their spouse also in the meeting, in case if the prospect is married. Take a commitment from them 2 days prior to the meeting. If they want to cancel it, then take a next date, because that way your time will also be saved and their time should also be not wasted. Ensure to take a firm commitment. Dear friends, now let's talk about our 5th step, which is meeting. And it is a very important step. As you all know, that we need to conduct regular meetings in order to show the products and business plan opportunities to our new prospects. So, we must ensure that we plan every meeting in an effective manner to obtain the maximum result. There are 3 important steps which we need to consider in order to conduct effective meetings. These steps are as follows. Number 1, what you have to do before the meeting. Number 2, what you have to do during the meeting. And number 3, what you have to do after the meeting. So, before the meeting, we must ensure that we arrive before the scheduled time of the meeting. And we must not keep our prospects waiting for us. That's look really bad. It's very unprofessional. So try to be before the time of the meeting. Whether we are doing an online meeting or an offline meeting, we must have a clear agenda in our mind before the meeting. And we must be very clear with whatever we want to share with our prospects. Either it is a product we want to share or the plan. So we should also be prepared in terms of which tools we are going to use and the success stories in which we are going to share with the prospects to build their trust in Vestige business and Vestige products. Friends, during the meeting, we should share the following steps with our prospects. Number 1, the profile of our company, which is very, very important to share to build a confidence in new prospect. Number 2 is our product category. The overview of our product category, because we have a vast range of products from which we can choose that what we want to give to our prospects. Then is the business opportunity potential. We have to show them the potential which this business has. So these steps are very, very important. Along with that, we must share the success stories and product testimonials to build their trust even more further. We can also use the product demos and digital tools to make our presentations even more credible. Friends, after the meeting, we must talk to our prospects in case if they have any doubts or questions. We must handle all the queries and objections in a very calm and composed manner. A very important question which we must ask the prospect is that which part of the meeting did they like the most? So, if they like the product or the business opportunity. So whatever they like, our conversation is going to be built on that. On the basis of the answer given by the prospect, we would know now that at this moment what exactly the prospect wants. Are they willing to be a part of our opportunity, or are they just willing to become our regular customers? If they like the products, then we can clear them about any doubts which they have regarding the products and suggest them the right products as per their needs and requirements from our wide variety of product range which we have. In case if the opportunity is also, if they are looking for a good opportunity and if they like the opportunity, then we can guide them through the joining process and get them completed. See what the sixth step is in the Vestige system. It is teamwork. In this step, we need to do teamwork with our new team members and guide them on how they should start their Vestige business step by step. We must set a goal for our new team members and help them clear their doubts if they have any. It is our responsibility to lead them by example while ensuring they understand the importance of Vestige system. Last but not the least is the seventh step, which is follow up. We must follow up with our suspects, consumers, and new team members. Consistent follow-up is the key to success in this business. In fact, we must follow the footsteps of our uplines and must follow the Vestige system to go up, because we go up when we follow through. So if we want to go up and up, you must follow up. So now I'm sure you must have understood the importance of Vestige system and would ensure to follow it on a daily basis to achieve pinnacle of success in your own Vestige business. Remember friends, what we do is more important than what we know. So I hope you would certainly take daily action steps for your and your team's success. I wish you a very bright future and a great career in Vestige ahead. Thank you very much and wish you wealth.